This is the year B audition material for the WTAMU Band Camp. This is the tenor trombone and euphonium music. I want to go over a few things to kind of help you get through this practice session and preparing this material for the upcoming audition. First things first, make sure your F major, your A flat major, your C major, and your chromatic scale are getting some work. Okay, this etude is basically built up on those scales, and the more efficient you are on those, the better time you're going to have, and more stuff is going to be clean here. So a good way to work on those: start a metronome and practice your practice your scales in dotted quarter notes. Okay, make sure you're getting all of these under your fingertips, and let's just start on the concert F. Okay, go ahead and work on all of these scales in that same fashion. Once you kind of get them to where you're playing them clean at a nice, easy tempo, then begin to add some dynamics. Maybe start piano at the first one, and then halfway through the scale going up, maybe B forte, and then vice versa. Switch it, okay? Then you can add your different style of articulations. You can do separated, or you can do marcato, or you can do legato. Okay, I advise you doing all of three because you have them all three here. Now let's go to the theme. Okay, it's nice and easy. It's pretty. Just make sure that the air is always moving forward, always giving it a direction. Make sure your dynamics are clear. Something that trombone players have the habit of doing is when we're going downward motion like this. Okay, like taking measure 5 for example. Okay. We have a tendency to be inefficient with lining up the slide and the articulation at the same time. So make sure that when you're going in that downward motion, in legato passages, make sure you re-articulate just a little bit, okay? So starting in measure 5 on the G. Okay, making it clean, okay? And we don't have this little glissando in there. The legato, this articulation was there, but you know there was some messiness with the slide. So make sure you re-articulate, and we're quick here. Okay, we're quick with the slide arm, not jerky or snappy or anything. Now, if you're using the trigger for these notes and for C, make sure that you just let the valve do the work and just keep the air moving forward. Don't work twice as hard and try and re-articulate. Okay, let the horn work for you. Okay. And I would just do that a couple times, okay? Now let's go to variation 1, okay? Nice, easy kind of scale patterns, all right? Making sure that we're doing a big difference from measure 12 to measure 13 with this forte to piano. Think about your pianos as sweet, okay? And pretty instead of, soft. Okay, so I would iron that out, measure 12 to 13. And just do that a couple times to where you're just landing right beautifully on that A flat, okay? Now look at measure 16. If this F is at the top of your register, then do a kind of gliss exercise, okay? To kind of help you get up there, and make sure that the air is moving forward the whole time, and the tone is nice and centered, okay? So you can start on a low F and gliss up to first, okay? And then keep working your way up towards that F, okay? Okay, and making sure that the tone is staying nice and bright and pretty all the way up there. If you're having trouble kind of starting on that low F, then maybe start on a concert F and gliss down. Then you'll start there. So on and so forth, building your register up there and using your air to your advantage. Okay. Okay, next thing. All right. Variation 2. Okay. Same thing as variation 1, making sure that you're making a difference from staccato to legato or slurred. Okay, you have a lot of variations in between here. And then our chromatic scale comes into play. And first things first, making sure that you have all of that chromatic sounds in your ear, all these pitches, and making sure that we can hear all that as we're playing. So in measure 18, making sure that we're hearing all of these pitches and being really efficient with our slide. Okay, now for these turns, like in measure 22, okay, I would incorporate just maybe some natural slurs, okay? Like let's do C to D. Because that's what we have in there, like the second half of measure 22. Okay, just working with the air, okay, not re-articulating, letting the horn naturally slur for you. Let the horn work for you, okay? Incorporate that as much as you can, okay? Still the same thing with that register work, okay? If you're going from C to F right above the staff, then you just add that G, the next step. Get yourself a tuning note out there. Just a reference pitch out there, and then just taking it up just a little bit. Still, not really, re-articulating for everything. Just letting the air move all of this stuff for you. Okay. Now variation 3. Okay. It's where we get to incorporate so many different things. Okay. And the biggest part is getting this interval exercise. Okay. So let's go ahead and tackle that. So measure 27, okay? Measure 27, 28, and 29, you can use an air exercise that I like to use by just making these accents happen by giving like a push with the air, okay? So really, really, really be defined. Making sure that the air is going already, so that way when we put the articulation to it, we already have it on our wheelhouse, okay? Notice I'm not going fast, okay? I'm making sure everything's clean first, then you can add the speed, just like walking. Got to take baby steps first, and then you can add the tempo, okay? More chromatic stuff there here at the end. And then again, piano for the last note. It's got to be sweet, okay? It's got to be nice and in the pocket. You don't want to air. I'd rather you air more on the side of making it a little bit more like mezzo piano. That way you're supported rather than everything falls away. So just nice and sweet. And hopefully I'll try and incorporate all of these little concepts in these performance videos. I hope this helps.